This video will review how to keep up to date your website calendar, and that calendar is also going to feed into your upcoming events on your homepage. So start by launching Site Manager. It will open in a new tab, and all the work that we're going to do today is on this calendar page. So this is your school's main calendar. Click to launch that page, and you'll see in our new page navigation we can see we have one app on this page, which is a calendar app. And so first thing, if you're just adding a one-off event, you can add it one at a time with the green plus button to create a new event. So I clicked that button, it launches me to my new event over here. This purple arrow will give you a little more space to work in. And we'll just go quickly through all the information that gets added on a new event. So of course you have a title. Go ahead and capitalize all the main words in your title. And depending what type of event, you'll definitely have a start date. And then you may have times. You may have an end date and time. Or you may just have a starting and no end time. So these little check boxes will take away some of those options. If it's an all-day event, you'll just have starting on the same day and ending on the same day. Or of course you can always put in specific times. So that's your baseline, but then the description will come up whenever somebody clicks on your event. So it's always a good idea to have a little description. It can be just a couple friendly sentences like, join us for our fall festival, here's the information. And you can kind of repeat some of the same information there. Because of this rich text editing, you are able to add an image if you have, for example, a flyer or a little event promo. If it's in a JPEG file, you can upload that right here. Or likewise, if you had, maybe a PDF type flyer that you just want to link more information, or if there's, a permission slip or something else that needs to be filled out, you can link a file or a document by using this button. So for either of these, just make sure before you upload to your site that you are naming the file or the image in a very clear way, and do not leave any spaces in the name of the file. So, for example, permission slip, and then I always like to do the date, so the year 1901, 20. That's the date. So for, January 20th, 2019. And that's just going to keep things a little more clear on the back end as you're ever trying to do some cleanup on your site. It's always a good idea to name things pretty clearly and consistently. So this is where you put your description for your event. I'm going to keep scrolling down. They give you plenty of space for that. And here you can choose a category. So you can kind of look at this list and see different things: parent involvement, professional development, PTO, PTA. If you consistently have things or events to put on your calendar that don't fit in one of those categories, feel free to reach out to me and we can see about updating that. I'm looking to see here. So that is the basic information you'll add onto your event. You can click Save when you're ready to save your event. I'm going to hit Cancel because I actually don't want to save that one. But like I said, that is the process for adding just one event at a time, kind of a one-off specific event. The other way to add things to your calendar is through an import, which is the way to bulk add multiple events at the same time. And so to do that, we'll use Excel. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the spreadsheet that I have, and you can use the template I've provided. It's in our Teams resource library and as well as linked on your how-to sheet, but basically it's a CSV file and it's going to have these column headers at the top. So if you are starting from scratch, you will need to type these exactly as they appear in this order, even if you're leaving the column blank. So start date, you can see the dates are in this format here. You can leave blank anything you don't need, but you will definitely need a start date and an end date and a title. So you can see here A lot of this is the same information that you created on one, but the benefit is, for example, if I have an event that happens, every month or every week, I can type out all my dates and then I can just copy and paste the title and description and other information. So it's going to be a lot faster than typing it out every time. So you can have however many on here. This example just has these two. On your description, I know sometimes it can be tricky to type a lot of information into one cell within Excel, but you can either type your description in a Word document and then double click into the cell and paste it, or if you highlight that cell, you can choose wrap text, make sure that's enabled, and it will allow you to type on multiple lines of text. So you see, that just makes it a little easier for you to review that description is correct, because it will just automatically make that longer to fit within the box. All day event is yes or no, so I have Y's for this because it is yes, an all day event. You have a space to do contact, email, phone, and this would be for their name. And really these three are there for if you're doing maybe a parent event or something where you want to provide users somebody to contact with questions. You can fill that in. You're always welcome to either fill in the email or the phone number. It doesn't require both, just whatever information you would like to provide. And then the location, you can put the name of the location and an address, just all typed into that box. And then lastly, you will need to put a category. And so rather than typing in the name of the category, if you're doing a bulk upload like this, all of our categories have numbers. So I'm going to pull over here. I put into our team, into our resource library, just kind of a screenshot here that shows you a bunch of the categories. And then I know this is kind of little, but when you download it, it should be more clear, and you can see the category ID. So for example, for an academic event, the category ID is a number 1. So this example that I'm doing actually is going to be a holiday because it's spring break and fall break. So I'll do category 12. So I'm going to type that in here. Okay, so once you have all your information typed in, you'll save your file, and you'll want to do save as and make sure you're saving as a CSV file. And so I'm going to go ahead and save mine to my desktop, and I'll replace it because I've already saved one before. So I have that file ready to upload. I'm going to go back to Blackboard. So again, I'm just into my calendar page. I have my One Calendar app. And you can click the pencil icon to bring up your editing. So you'll see this shows us a little more visually what our calendar looks like. A couple things to note: if you need to edit an event that's already on your calendar, you can mouse over different things for more information. You'll notice some of these have a little lock icon. What that means is that it was created on another calendar and you will not be able to upload or update it right from here. If you have an event like that you need to change something, you're welcome to reach out to me. It's most likely something we created at the district level and pushed out to your calendar. But for this example, I can see, because I created this event here, I have the ability to edit or delete the event. If you click for editing, that's going to open up and it looks kind of like when you first created it. You can click around here. A couple things. If you wanted to add a location, you can do that here. And likewise, the contact info like we saw on the upload, you can do that there. I'm going to cancel because I don't actually want to edit that right now. Okay, but back to the spreadsheet that I saved as a CSV. When I'm ready to import the events listed there into my calendar, I can use this import events at the top menu bar. And that will bring up a list of any imports that I've done in the past. And then this black import events button is what I can use to choose my file. So I'll browse, and it's saved on my desktop called sample to upload, and you can see it's a CSV file. I click open, and once I see my file is here and ready to go, I click next. And so the next thing we need to do is basically tell Blackboard which fields to pull from which place in our spreadsheet. And so you'll see you have the option to do it one by one, or if you're using the template that I sent you, you'll choose from that drop-down menu the one that says Event Template. And so that's going to pull up just the fields and categories that we used in our import. So once you have that selected, click Next, and it will bring you to this page where you see all of your events and just a little preview, so I can just double check the dates look correct and the titles look correct. And then when you're ready to import, click Next. There's nothing you need to do with step 4, so you're ready to click Import. So once that processes, you'll see I have a little message that pops up down here, Success, I imported 2 events. So always double check that that number is correct to what you thought you were adding to your calendar. In this case it is, so my 2 events should now be on my calendar. So a couple more things to look at before we wrap up. If I ever wanted to completely undo an import that I did, for example, I need to make changes or I accidentally ran it through twice. On this list here I can see my import, and then right over here I can click Undo Import, and basically what that's going to do is delete the file and any events associated with it. So I'm not going to do that right now, but what I am going to do is go onto my calendar, and if I remember where, the date of one of the events I just tried to import, I can go look and double check that it's on there correctly. So I know the last import I did had something in October, and I can see right here it is correct on my calendar, and it's the correct category and color, so I'm good to go. And that is how you update your website calendar.